The Last of Us opens in 1968 to a talk show where the interviewer is talking with two epidemiologists, Dr. Schoenhuis and Dr. Newman. The topic is about potential microorganisms that could pose a threat to human civilization, with Dr. Schoenhuis going on about the threat of viruses.
A new virus in Madagascar, say, could be in Chicago within a matter of weeks, and we end up with a global pandemic. Pan meaning the whole world becomes sick all at once.
His counterpart Dr. Newman, however, is unconcerned by this threat, admitting that, while horrible, humanity will win.
Mankind has been at war with the virus from the start. Sometimes millions of people die, as in an actual war, but in the end, we always win.
What he's more concerned with are fungi, detailing how they might take over an organism, controlling its mind, and how it could continue to live despite eating its host from within.
It keeps its puppet alive by preventing decomposition. How? Where do we get penicillin from?
Fungus.
This serves as an explanation for how the zombies in the show work, why some appear less human as time goes on, and why they could live indefinitely past infection. In the immediacy of the scene, however, Newman's claims serve to introduce the threat of fungi, making bold claims of a terrible pestilence that could kill us at any moment. Schoenhuis takes this about as well as being told that there was a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Dr. Schoenhuis, you're in distress.
Fungal infection of this kind is real, but not in humans.
Unwavered, however, Newman acknowledges the dismissal.
True, fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees. And currently there are no reasons for fungi to evolve to be able to withstand higher temperatures. But what if that were to change? What if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer?
And with that, the tone of the scene has shifted. Before this sentence, all but a couple of shots had the camera moving. We had one quick shot of the audience, a few of the cameramen, which showed us the production, the stage, giving a sense that everything was ordinary and running smoothly. And even though the subject matter was pretty serious, it was being broken up with chuckle-worthy quips from the interviewer.
Where do we get LSD from?
Where do you get it from?
It's only when Newman starts talking about how a fungus can become a threat that the panning camera disappears, replaced with stationary shots that draw focus and anxiety. Gone are the shots of the set and the production. Gone is the sense of normalcy and comfort. We are taking Newman's explanations much more seriously. Further evidence by the choice to only have close-ups of the interviewer from here on out, showcasing the deep concern in his eyes in lieu of the previous long and medium shots that showed a more laid-back, casual posture. He's also no longer making any quips. But perhaps the most important thing to note here is when the camera cuts to the audience. In the first half of the scene, we only got a glancing shot of them. It was as if they were disconnected from the conversation, an afterthought. So now that we're getting prolonged close-ups of them, we are bringing them into the conversation. And it's no coincidence we do so and show the diverse demographic as Newman delivers the line.
Billions of puppets with poisoned minds, permanently fixed on one unifying goal: to spread the infection to every last human alive by any means necessary.
The fungus does not discriminate. It will come for everyone. This is an existential threat to humanity. And while we may be familiar with the threat of viruses and how to combat them, as Newman explained earlier, we have no defenses against funguses, because, like Dr. Schoenhuis alluded to, we've never needed them.
And there are no treatments for this, no preventatives, no cures. They don't exist. It's not even possible to make them.
There is now but one inescapable conclusion that can be drawn from the ledge Dr. Newman has walked us up to.
So if that happens,
we lose.
Humanity may, in the end, always come on top of other threats to its existence, but for the purposes of establishing the show's premise, everything in this scene has been building towards the communication of this particular threat. Its herald is a man of science, an authority figure, who explained step by step in digestible detail how exactly this threat will destroy us, how woefully unprepared we are for it, and, perhaps more unsettlingly, how easily it could come about by referring to something we now know to be the case, a slightly warmer climate. The fact that the equally qualified critic, Dr. Schonheis, now gives no pushback to Dr. Newman's words of warning gives them considerable weight. We will not survive what is to come, and humanity will lose. And from there, it will simply be the infection against The Last of Us. The final shot of the scene is the same as one from a minute ago. However, that one had the camera moving as part of the flow of an ordinary conversation, whereas now it is stationary, pulling us away from the intense close-ups of the people on stage to let us ruminate on what's just been said.
We'll be back.
Ironic, given the events that follow.